Hello and welcome to what is quite a special review for me, although it might be lively, but we'll get to that. This is Wraggys Sticky Toffee, 11% barrel aged Imperial Stout. So I did this for the all grain. I got dates, I got some sort of toffee stuff, whatever it was. I forgot by now. Potato and Lyle actually, but whatever it was anyway. Brewed this all grain in the Pico, which is sat here, which has got Wraggys golden ale in that I think is going to get binned. But anyway, this was showcased at my wedding. I did drink it beforehand, and it was amazing 4 months ago. And at my wedding, it was the star of the show. I'm not joking. This and the Imperial Plum Porter from Neil Baxter, aka Bolton Wonder, were the two stars of the show. I mean, it got hammered, and I'm really proud that everybody I spoke to, I says, "What did you try the sticky toffee pudding?" He says, "Yeah, that was nice," and that to me was, for somebody who's a fan of beer. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of beer. I've been a home brewer for 17 or 18 years. Yeah, cock up now and again. Yeah, don't home brew when you're drunk or drinking, because you forget shit. Especially when there's no instructions for you to help you either. I'm good on the instructions, but without instructions, crap. So yeah, so what I did straight after the wedding, came home next day and started. I didn't want to pour it away because that's a tragedy to lose the beer. So put it into bottles. Did put some sugar in though. Whether I did right with the sugar or put too much sugar in is another thing. That's my worry. Whether I overdid it on the sugar side of things. There are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 or 12 bottles of this. So it may be lively. Oh, no, there's a little bit of smoke. Ooh. I did one the other day, it was fucking lively as hell. And, 11%. We'll give it a bit of a pour. Yeah, it's got a bit of a head on it. Not much of a head, to be fair. Oh yeah, look. And that matters. Did you know that the way you pour matters? If you pour, and this may be a cider thing, but it could also be a beer thing. So I may be wrong, but at the cider, if you pour close, it does something. If you pour a bit higher up, it puts more, I don't know, oxygen or something into it. I don't know. It's dissipated already quite quickly, to be fair. So that's good because this is going to my daughter's birthday. The rest of them are, yeah, if I don't drink beforehand. We shall see. But anyway, so this is a super special Wraggys Sticky Toffee Imperial Stout from a wedding. I can smell the toffee now. The toffee's flowing over. I'm proud of it, as an all grain, as my first ever Imperial Stout from all grain. I did a rum raisin double chocolate, but that was a kit, and I added essence and all that shit. There is essence in this. There's a sticky toffee essence in this, or a toffee essence. I mean, it looks pretty decent, doesn't it? There's a nice thickness to it as well. I mean, this is room temperature in here, so it's at the perfect temperature, really. Yeah, good toffee on the nose. In fact, it's that well liked that the people that were at my beer festival or wedding, and at my daughter's wedding, they've already asked me to bring the beers. Bring the beers. And so I'm gonna, yeah. We've got a friend, my daughter's best friend Alex. She absolutely loved it, and she didn't really get to enjoy herself as much at the first because I think she went early or something. I can't remember her being there right to the end. Although maybe she was, but you know. So this is it's a proud moment for me. You know, when breweries, there are breweries that tasted this, when they said this was their favourite beer, that to me was absolutely heartwarming. You know, and the people that make the beer that we all love say to me that that was the best. And then some of the beer community that are friends and acquaintances, they were there and they says the sticky toffee was the, you know, and I'm like, shit. Although the Imperial Plum Porter got, the whole lot went in the same night, so you can tell which beers were the King Ding-a-lings. Oh, the air's getting to it. The toffee's coming out now. It smells absolutely amazing. I'm going to be at my best if I... Got to make sure I don't drink it all beforehand. Yeah, I need to save some. I've got more of the rum and raisins, so I'll have to go on to the rum and raisin and make sure I don't get enticed into drinking it. It's very hard not to get enticed into drinking something that you brewed yourself, that, you know, you did all the work, you followed the instructions. So not technically my own brew, but certainly my own stamp on it. Oh, fucking hell. So the toffee, because the toffee's aged a bit, it's developed, it's changed. There's a sweetness there, but you can tell the bit where it's aged as well. There's a nice thickness to it. I wouldn't say it's super thick and gloopy. It's not, but there's a nice thickness to it. To replicate that, wow. And the fact is, Wraggys Beer Reviews brewed it, and that to me, and to get the plaudits on the night that I did, that was amazing. You know, it's a beast of a beer. Oh, bloody hell, you can really feel it as well. I can feel it. You know, it's got some bollocks to it. It's a whoa, I need some food. Wow. And yet, Benjamin, I do know where my house is. Yeah, don't worry, I'm down the shed. Yeah. So, yeah, straight up the house, straight in, and yeah, straight to get some food, obviously. I've just done 11 hours. I did 8 hours at work, well, over 8 hours actually. And then I did nearly 3 hours on a garden, and the grass was at waist height. And in places anyway. By the time I left, it was this height, and I strimmed it. But when you strim and you lower, and then you move around, and then on a hot day, the sun actually makes the grass disappear. It dries it up and disappears, and then I blowed it afterwards. And it's a trick that gardeners do. Shit gardeners will mow and leave it on the surface. And well, not shit gardeners, no, that's wrong. Gardeners that are estate gardeners will do that. They'll leave it on the surface if they're under a time thing. But by doing what I did, most of the grass has disappeared, and the rest will just, in the sun, it will just disappear for the next couple of days, and you'll not know it's there. And the grass will be as green and look amazing. It did. When I left, it looked amazing. Whereas if you'd have mowed it and you'd have left big clumps of grass, it looks awful. Just knowledge, and you know, I've been a gardener all my life. If I don't know what I'm doing now, it's a sad state of affairs. Anyway, back to the beer. Oh, little beauty. I can't go too long because I've been down the shed a while. The aging, I mean, it was aged in a plastic barrel, so don't get me wrong, it's not aged in a wooden barrel to get wooden flavours off, but it's sitting in that toffee flavour for 4 months, and it develops, it changes, and it's become some beer. I mean, it's a gorgeous beer, gotta be honest. Would I rate that alongside commercial releases? Yes. Absolutely, all day long. I've drank some of the beers from literally some of the best breweries in the UK and beyond, and this I would put amongst them. Is it worth me doing another one and going for it again? Yeah, I'd like to do it again and put it into a barrel, and maybe age it for longer, but maybe put some oak chips or bourbon chips in, and chuck them into the barrel. The chips will disappear because they'll just they'll have a float, they'll float to the bottom, but the beer will go into them, and the oakiness or whatever, the woodiness will come out. Especially if it's powder form, it will come out quite quickly. If it's in chips, it will come out a bit later, it'll take a while. But if you're aging it for a long time, you can do these things. I've done it before. I must ask Neon Raptor what they do with theirs. Or any breweries that only really use a small barrel, what they do with the barrel afterwards, because that'd be interesting to actually do that. Nonetheless, it's tasting absolutely amazing. I'm super proud of that, and even aging in plastic barrels for 4 months, it's come out. Obviously we drank it on the night, and then I've rebottled it, put a bit of sugar into just to ferment it again, so like a bottle fermentation. Although to be fair, it was fermented into the barrel anyway. Put sugar in the barrel in the first place, so I did it again. I didn't know if it would work. I thought it may go sugary, but no, it still carried on. So there's obviously a little bit of yeast in there somewhere. But yeah, I'm really proud of it. As a home brewer, brewing from an all grain kit. It was an all grain kit, but obviously I have my own stamp on things, and yeah, I'll never do anything the way 100% the way they tell me. At the end of the day, it was a Wraggy Redding beer, barrel aged. Woof. Would I drink it again? Yeah, of course bloody would. Fucking, it's amazing. For me, it was the beer of the festival, and I know the plaudits. But Bolton Wanderers was a very, very close second, if not a joint first. So, out of 5 for me on a homebrew against other homebrews that I've done, because I can only really go against my own homebrews. We're literally talking 4.8. Yeah, it's the very best homebrew that I've ever tasted. Stunning. Cheers all.